Welcome back to Bowen's Garage. I hope you're all doing well. Now, some of you may have seen the video on the Skoda Roomster that we bought locally a couple of days ago, and a few comments have been asking that they'd like to see the inspection and how it gets on when we do put it through the workshop to decide if we're going to retail it or not. Well, it is on the ramp this morning, so I've had a report from the technician. I'll run you through it, I'll show you the car, and we'll make a decision, shall we? Right, so Roomster's on the ramp, and Gary's had a good look, and it's looking all right. I'll put it up in the air. So the car has been sat for a little bit, but the pads and discs look quite new. The ramp works, that's good. So tyres, as I already said to you in the video the other day, tyres all look really good. They're pretty new. Discs are looking good. Pads are looking good. No corrosion down the sills. Rear tyres are good. No perishing. Discs look good. Now, those eagle-eyed amongst you will know that you've probably done an MOT history check on it. The outer skin of the exhaust we advised last year, and obviously that is a little bit scabby. So, but it is only the outer skin, if you can see. So that's what we've noticed. The rest of it looks, well, pretty Herefordshire really. A little bit of corrosion to the rear subframe, but nothing bad whatsoever. And the rest of it looks pretty good. Like I say, tyres all good. No oil leaks. Suspension components all seem fine, there's no play in any bushes. So we're quite happy with it. In terms of the other bits that we noticed, if we have a look at the job card here, so we've got blowers only work on number 4, which I also pointed out in the video, so that's going to need a rear stat on that one. There are no rear washers, which obviously isn't an MOT issue, but it's something that we would want to sort before the new owner has it. So that could be the jet is inside the motor on those, so that could well be the rear wiper motor, very common on the Volkswagen products. Exhaust rear silencer deteriorated, and the rear brakes are binding slightly, but it does look like it's had pads and discs on the back, and we did advise it on the previous see like the exhaust last year. So brakes will need a strip down on the back, or just a clean up and a free off, I would imagine, if it's had new pads and discs on there. Exhaust, we might put a rear box on it, and obviously we'll do a rear stat. We're going to do a service on the car, and the rear washers we'll have a look at. Hopefully it'll only be a motor. On the motors on those, very often the rear wiper arms are very, very tight, so we always order an arm at the same time, because quite often they'll snap off when you replace those. But overall, for a 17-year-old car, I am happy. That is not a huge amount of work. So, we are, and as was the popular opinion during the video, in the comments, we are going to crack on and give it a retail. The aircon works nicely, drives great, so it'd be a real waste to trade it, I think. So I'll get a few bits ordered, a rear stat, this rear exhaust, and we'll have a look into the rear washers before I order a wiper motor, because they are fairly expensive, probably 100 quid-ish, and we'll see how we get on. But it does just show that sometimes old cars are alright. You know, that's 17 years old, but obviously the mileage is very low. There's a lot of life in that car. We'll send it out, it'll have an advisory free MOT. We make sure all our cars, regardless if we're retailing a 2-year-old car or, well, not a 2-year-old car because they wouldn't have had an MOT, but a 3-year-old car, or a 17-year-old car, they don't go out with any advisories, so we make sure they're completely advisory free, much like Chop's Garage does. Bless James, I know he moans about advisories all the time and having to do them, but you know, if that's the way you want to do it, that's the way you want to do it, and you want the cars to be right. So that is exactly what we're going to do. So I'm pleased with that. That is a good start. the next process will be order some bits, get it mechanically sorted, and then the valet process will begin, and that gets moved on to the different team then of wizards, and I'll run you through that one as we go along as well, so catch you later. Right, so the old girl's had its first wash, only because we actually had somebody ring up and ask if they could come and see it. Whether it's in the YouTube video, the first one, or whatever, I don't really know, but they just asked if they could come and see it. This is the afternoon of having a look at it mechanically this morning, so we've given it a very quick wash, tyre shine, and they're going to think about it, so we'll see. But I just thought I'd give you a quick update on the condition. Now it's been washed, we can actually see what we're dealing with here. So we have got a little bit of scuffage on the front corner, but I think we're just going to touch that in. We've got the genuine colour here. Wheels, that'll actually come off. Yeah, they haven't done that. So I think almost all of that will come off. The rest of it, I mean, fair play. You guys in the comments were saying crack on and retail it. I think that might be a good decision. We're going to put some fresh number plates on it. Our ones have seen a little bit better days. There's your touching on the rear bumper. Oh, look at that. Woo. That's a tidy car. Really, really tidy. That wheel's almost come up as well. I thought that was a lot worse, and I still think most of that tyre gunk will come off there as well. Headlights still need a polish, but it's looking much better already, isn't it? So I think with a bit of love, that is going to look an absolute perler. That is one thing I didn't notice before. There is a little ding in the bonnet, but I mean, let's be fair, not bad at all. So I'm pleased so far. Hopefully this is working out, but we'll see. It's not done yet. Welcome back to the channel, hope you're doing well. This is part 2 of the Skoda Roomster preparation video. The one that you all told me to retail, we are going to retail. So it's now been mechanically prepped, it's now been valeted, and is ready for its photo shoot in a second. So I'll show you that the work we've done. So as per the paperwork that I showed you before, rear exhaust was corroded, so it's had a nice shiny new rear exhaust section. The heater rear stat has been replaced. We've sorted out the rear washers because they weren't working, were they? And what else have we done? Oh, it's had an oil change and a filter. Brakes have been freed off at the rear, so it's ready now just for a MOT at the point of sale, which is good news. Parts wise, I think the rear exhaust was about 150 quid, so not cheap actually. Probably a little bit tricky to get hold of these days. The rear stack for the heater was about 20 quid. A couple of exhaust clamps, oil filter was about £4. We didn't need any parts to sort the rear washers, which was good. No motor or pump required. I think there was a broken join somewhere, so that's been sorted. So all in all, not cost us a fortune to get back up for sale. It's had some fresh number plates. The other ones have been on there for 9 years. So yeah, it's looking good. I'll show you the outside, and we'll have a proper look at the bodywork, and hopefully when it goes for sale this afternoon it'll be snapped up pretty quickly. Right, we're outside. It is windy, so for those of you who say that I've got a wig, that's a reference to some other videos. Look at my hat, it's blowing nicely in the wind. Anyway, you're not here for that, are you? You are here to see the magnificent Skoda Roomster in all its glory. So if we're all good and ready, let's have a look. Ta-da! Now, I'm very happy. Very happy. Thank you to you guys for persuading me to retail this car. I suppose I shouldn't say thank you for persuading me to retail it until we've sold it and it's been out for 6 months and hasn't cost us an arm and a leg in warranty claims. But thank you for convincing me to take a gamble and go for it in the first place. I don't know about you, let me know in the comments, but I think it looks tremendous. We've priced it at £3,000, which, I mean, I haven't priced a car at that sort of money for years and years and years, but it's come up really well. The wheels, I thought the one was curved, but the wheels look really good. The bodywork's looking excellent. It's had a proper machine polish. Just looks a lot of car for £3 in my opinion. It's come up really well. The boys probably spent best part of a day on it to get it looking right. It's very windy here. I can only apologise, hopefully you can hear me okay. But even this wheel, which I thought was curved, has actually come up pretty well indeed. Headlights, now these were horribly faded. They've come up really nicely. Shout out to Lee in the valeting squad for doing the headlights. 1500 grit, and when we wet sanded those, and they've come up lovely. There was a few touch-ins, wasn't there? We've got the correct colour for it, so they've touched in pretty well. The colour's okay. Obviously we have the colour mixed, it didn't come from Volkswagen, so it's as good as we can do. So the outside's looking excellent, as is the inside. Seats are all good, there's no rips or tears. Just very happy with it now. As you know, for what is now a 18-year-old car, more than happy to retail this. It sits amongst the other cars without, you know, too much of an issue, I think. There we go, boot's lovely and tidy. Look at that. It's not seen a great deal of use. So yes, interim service carried out, or an oil and filter change. Lights, levels, tyre pressures, rear stat, broken pipe on the rear wiper or washer, which we've sorted, headlights polished, exhaust done. It is ready to rock and roll apart from an MOT. Hasn't taken us too long to get it sorted, few days, and I think this will make a cracking car for somebody, to be honest. I really do. They've had very little issue with it in the last 9 years. Even if you start using it more regularly and you're going to be doing 10,000 miles a year, you should, if you keep it serviced, you should get another 3-4 years out of this car without too much of a problem. And for £3, you know, you really can't go wrong. So thank you to you guys for jumping in the comments on the previous video and saying, don't be such a baby, Theo, get on with it. And let me know how you think it looks now. That way, isn't it? Yeah, let me know if we've done a good job, and if one of you would like to come and buy it, you know where we are. So thanks for watching. Do give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we have got another budget vehicle arriving at some point very shortly, which I'm going to do a separate video on. We're not going to be prepping that one though. I'll make that clear from the get-go, we are not prepping that one. But let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, see you on the next one, take care. Right, this will finish this video off very nicely. I wasn't expecting to do this so quickly, but the Roomster is sold. Within 2 hours of me posting the pictures and the videos, a couple come over from north of Hereford, HR6, which is out the other side towards Lempster Way, I believe, and they've purchased the Roomster. So you were all right. Give yourselves a big pat on the back, telling us to retail it. It's sold within 2 hours of going live, which is excellent. The car was £3,000. They have paid an extra £250 to have the cam belt and the water pump replaced by us before they have the car. We actually replaced the cam belt and water pump back in 2016 when we sold it the first time, and that was only 30,000 miles ago. But so it's not officially due on the new Volkswagen schedule, but they're going to play it safe, and we're more than happy to do that for them for £250. So we'll get the car mechanically sorted over the next few days, and I think they're going to pick it up next Wednesday. So all in all, it's been an enjoyable process, turning a car that was pretty dirty and been sat and needed a few bits, turning it into a really nice little retail, good value car, which is going to hopefully do someone a good amount of service over the next few years, and that is pleasing to us. because it's nice to keep a car from, it could have very easily just been left there to go to rack and ruin and then end up in the scrapyard in the sky. So it's nice to keep old birds like this going, and thank you guys once again for encouraging us to have a crack at retailing it. You do know that if it all goes wrong and I spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on warranty claims, that I will be coming back on to have a go at you all. But no, I really do appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give us a thumbs up, do subscribe, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.